In the late 1960s, the Crips were created on the east side of South Los Angeles by Raymond Washington, and eventually spread over to the west side, and by the late 1980s almost all of Los Angeles, Compton and Linwood was full of gangs, all the way from Crips and Bloods to Mexican gangs like the Barrios. However, one of the newest sets when it comes to being created are the Trouble Gangster Crips, which were formed around the 1990s. The Trouble Gangster Crips originally started off as a street tagging crew called Nothing But Trouble, but they eventually went under the Crip card, more specifically the Gangster Crip card. They originally started off under the name 5-1 Nothing But Trouble Crips in the 90s, but eventually stuck with the name 5-1 Halldale Trouble Gangster Crips. They are based around and started around 51st Street, which explains their name. They also claim certain streets such as Halldale, which explains why it was in their name originally. What makes the 5-1 Trouble Gangster Crips stand out is the fact that most of their beefs are with Crips, and they don't beef no specific blood sets. Only surrounding sets such as the Van Ness Gangster Brims, or the Harvard Park Brims. However, they heavily beef the neighborhood Crips and rolling Crips along with the East Coast Crips. This is mainly due to them being under the Gangster Crip card being allied with the bordering set of the 5 Deuce Hoovers. Their alliance with the 5 Deuce Hoovers is strong, and they go under the name the 50s or the 5-1 Deuce Crips. There are also some websites that refer to them being the 5-1 Trouble Hoover Crips. Most of their enemies surround them, such as the 5-7 Neighborhood Crips and the 5-5 Neighborhood Crips. Some YouTube videos cover the war stories in depth, and in 2009 a 5-1 Trouble Gangster Crip was sentenced to 80 years for a murder of a 5-5 Neighborhood Crip affiliate. They are allied with 5 Deuce Hoover Crips and are allied with other Crips under the Gangster cards such as the 8 Trey and 87 Gangster Crips. They have a long list of enemies, being all neighborhood and rolling Crips, including the 5-5 Neighborhood Crips, the 5-7 Neighborhood Crips, the Rolling 60s Neighborhood Crips, the Rolling 50s Neighborhood Crips, the Rolling 40s Neighborhood Crips, and the Rolling 30s Harlem Crips. They beef the East Coast Crips, more specifically the 6-2 East Coast Crips, the 6-7 East Coast Crips, and 6-9 East Coast Crips. They may also have beef with other gangs under these cards such as the Rolling 90s Neighborhood Crips and the 8-7 and 5-9 East Coast Crips. They also beef surrounding Brim neighborhoods, which may include the Van Ness Gangster Brims and the Harvard Park Brims.